Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing about the concept of cascading style sheets. So cascading style sheets are nothing but where you are said to be designing the part, any of the sheet which is said to be demonstrated with the help of different designing concept. For example, if I want to introduce the font may be of different types. I want to introduce those font styles on my particular line, then I will be using the concept of the cascading style sheets. It's not only the font style, even size. It may be looking italic, it may be bold, it may be size, everything it will be considered in this cascading style sheets. Okay, this cascading style sheets are of three different types. So from the lower level to higher level it will be considered. Okay, these cascading styles types, they are said to be applied to the content which is being used within the document. Okay, so this is the part of your cascading style sheets. Remember, cascading style sheets is nothing but making your document to look in a different way, in a different aspect. It is said to be made into effect, and it changes the effect of the body. Even the color also can be changed of that particular font. Okay, so this style sheets considers various levels. There are three levels which are being considered in the cascading style sheets. One is inline, document, and external style sheets. Okay, you have a precedence of your external style sheets over all other document or inline types. So what is inline style specification is nothing but which is said to be applied for only to the content which is being considered in that particular line. Okay, that is inline. When you consider a document level, it is applied to the whole document which is said to be using that particular style. Okay, it is not dependent on that particular line only. It is said to be the whole document in which it makes the changes. Okay, and external style sheets are nothing but I'll be using a file which mentions the style of the line which is being given in a different file. Two files are being considered. One file will have a link to the other file which will help you out demonstrate the whole content, how it has to be represented. That it is represented in a different file. That is said to be a external style sheet. I will completely explain it through an example in the next slides. Okay, external style sheets even considers the MIME, that is multi-purpose external files it will be considering, that is your text files, it may be audio files, images files, all those are being considered. Okay, stored on the web, and that through that web you are said to be fetching the file. So in this external style sheets, remember you will be using a link tag which will links to the other file which is said to be present somewhere else on the somewhere folder it may be, or any other part of the system it will be present, and how you are accessing through the URL you are said to be accessing, and you use the tag called as reel. Reel is nothing but your relationship attribute which is being considered. Okay, so let's check one by one. What is an external style sheet? As I said, it is said to be having a separate file in which you are said to be representing your data. Okay, so you are whatever content which is there, it will be represented in a different way through the help of the other file which is being linked. Okay, so the example you can consider here which is being given here. So you have the HTML head, the title you can give it as sample CSS. Okay, and a link to the file is being provided here, you can check out. Reel, you are getting link to a style sheet. Okay, you are getting linked to a relationship file called as style sheet, and the type of the file, it is of text type it is being considered, and the link which is being provided through the help of the file name style1.css. The file name is being given as style1.css. It has to be saved with the CSS file name, and then the head is being closed. Then the heading which is being considered here is your Puneet Rajkumar is your heading, that it will be considered, and /html it is being closed. So now, as I said, this is one file. This file may be saved as sample.css. Okay, since you are using a sample file, so you can save it as a sample.css file name. And in another file called as style1.css, CSS, what you are doing is in the heading which you have considered here, H1, for which you are said to be providing a font style which belongs to the font family Lucidia handwriting, and font size it is being mentioned at 50 points, nothing but 50 size it is being considered, and it is said to be considered with the red font that is being considered. So like this, the text which is there, that is Puneet Rajkumar, it will be in this font style, size and color. So how it is being represented, you can check out here. This is a CSS file which you are running. Okay, CSS file style1.css it is being considered. So whichever file it is there, that is sample.html which you are saving, that file with when I open in the Chrome, it will be having this output, that is your Puneet Rajkumar. This styled output it is being seen. So same way in the other two concepts, that is document level and inline. So document level is nothing but within the document which I am specifying, somewhere I will be mentioning the part with the font style. Okay, so here document level you can see in the same file I am said to be introducing the font style. Okay, so you have HTML head, sample, same sample CSS title, then style type. The type I am using is a textual type of style data it is being considered. So here the heading which is there, heading is here, you can check out, that is Puneet Rajkumar. Its font style is Lucidia 50 and red. There you considered a different file name in external style sheet. In document level you can implement there only in the concept. The style close, head close, then heading is Puneet Rajkumar and HTML close. So the same output is being represented here also, but within the document you are said to be giving the details. So within the document you are not considering, not somewhere else. That is said to be your document level style sheet, and the output you can see it is of the same type which you received in the previous one. When you run the file, that is sample.html. Okay. And third one which is being considered is the inline style sheet. Inline style sheet, in the same line I am providing the style of that particular heading, that is called as the inline style sheet. It has HTML head, same title, sample CSS / head, then H1 style, the font family is being considered, that is Lucidia, then font size is 50 and color is red. So in that line only, heading line only, I am said to be specifying the font size, style and color, and here only you have the content, that is Puneet Rajkumar. In that particular heading section only it is said to be present. So this is your and HTML close. This is your end line. In that line only it is specified. Document level, in that particular document only you are specifying the style, and whereas you are said to be separately creating a file and you are said to be fetching, that is your CSS file separately, external style it is being considered. Here also you receive the output of the same type. So in this session you have learned about the 3 levels of cascading style sheet. One is the external, document and inline. These 3 you have learned. And another one thing I wanted to discuss with you, there are difference between HTML and XHTML. So what is HTML tag? It represents is in the aspect of the case sensitivity, HTML is said to be like case insensitive, whereas XHTML tags and attribute names are said to be present in the lowercase. Okay, and closing tags, here in HTML it can be omitted, but here the closing tags must be present in XHTML. Then special characters are quoted whenever it is being used, numeric values and whatever you are said to be using, those are said to be quoted. Here all attributes values must be quoted using, including the numbers also. Okay, and attributes such as represented, explicit attribute values are implicit. Okay, and default border is assumed for the table when it is considered. A default border it will come automatically, and all attributes must be explicitly set. Here what happens, here whatever in the HTML, though you don't consider the border, it will be there in HTML, but XHTML especially it has to be mentioned when a border is needed. Okay, and here name and ID in HTML are said to be encouraged. It can be used And ID is encouraged, whereas the name is not used here in the XHTML. And element nesting, rules of nesting are being provided here. Like you can use it or you may not be using it, but here nesting part is compulsorily used in XHTML. So when they ask about the syntactic difference between HTML and XHTML, these things you have to explain. Okay, thank you.